Hey there, it's Brian and Andrew from IGN here at PAX West, and today you got to play Fire Emblem Warriors on Nintendo Switch. What do you think?
It's fun. You know, it's funny, I didn't really care about like Dynasty Warriors. I didn't really play that many like Muso games until Hyrule Warriors. And so the bulk of my experience comes from that. This is pretty similar in terms of like the core, so if you don't know those games, you're fighting just endless waves of guys, like 3,000 enemies basically all over the screen, and you're kind of mowing them down like 30 at a time. This is still that style, but with like a Fire Emblem twist to it. So in what we played, you could switch between 4 different characters, and they each had kind of different abilities. So there was, God, if I can get the names right, Tsukumi had like a bow and arrow, and then I could switch back and forth to like Cordelia. I could switch to like different people riding horses or dragons, and basically use different elemental types, use different kind of attack types, which really mixed it up. And there's flight, there's horses. It's pretty cool.
I'm a big fan of horses. So what I figured with this franchise or these games, this genre at this point, is that either you like the Warriors, Muso style games, or you like Fire Emblem. And if you can find some gradient in between there, you'll like this game. Because I fell in the same boat with Hyrule Warriors, where I was like, I'm not crazy about these games, but this just feels like kind of like mindless, but in a good way.
Yeah, and I think that's why, so like when I say Fire Emblem Twist, what I really like about this one is that you can open a map and literally like point like your party to attack certain points.
Right.
And so there is like a strategy element to it that's a little more robust and does almost feel like kind of a Fire Emblem-esque thing.
Yeah.
I think in that way it works a little better.
And I think with like the Warriors, Muso games, like in general, there's something to be said about playing them in handheld mode, which I think sort of changes it, right? Because I think it's like the kind of game where you can kind of veg out a little bit and kind of like, I don't know, watch a TV show at the same time.
Yeah.
Which we didn't really get the chance to do on Hyrule Warriors because the 3DS version was not good. It was pretty choppy. But this looked really good in handheld mode, right?
Yeah, it looked great. And honestly, I think we're getting to the point where I feel like these games, like, they're doing more than just like slapping a franchise on it. They're incorporating events or incorporating elements of the franchise that make them better.
Right.
And I think playing that portably, like, I would pay attention more. Like it can be a passive thing while you watch TV, or like if I'm in a plane, I'll actually be paying attention to like every single like where I'm commanding and like actually doing the objectives. So I thought it was pretty cool. There's kind of a boss battle against Corrin, and it's like like every Fire Emblem thing with Fire Emblem Heroes right now on mobile too. It's just cool seeing cameos from like characters we played as and characters from the other games. So in that way, it's like very fan servicey, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing about it, right? If you can find what you're looking for, like you really want to get those like sort of like tendrils into the franchise, you'll get really into it. But like unlocking stuff in that franchise, if you're not really connected to it, probably won't feel as fun. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll see how it pans out. When can people play this game?
It's coming out this fall. So another fall title for Nintendo. Like it's actually like they're slowly building up their end of the year, which is pretty amazing.
And their promise to deliver a big AAA title every month or so.
They've kept it up. Yeah, I hope they can keep that cadence going.
Yeah, Switch has been awesome this year. Andrew, thank you so much. IGN will be here all weekend long covering stuff for PAX, so stick around.